About 10 years ago, I designed an app in Photoshop, and I never got around to actually building it. I also didn't have the know-how necessarily. Today, I'm taking that old design that was done in 2015 and using Google Stitch, it's in beta mode, to see if this AI tool can bring it back to life. Not just redesign it, though, but really turn it into something I can actually build. If this works, well, this might be one of the fastest ways to go from idea to app. So stick around, because I'm going to test this tool and see if this is something that you should include in your toolbox and include it in your workflows, or if it's just another AI tool that's not quite there yet. Before we continue, if you're into building apps with AI tools like this, please hit subscribe. It will definitely help the channel. I'm testing these tools so you don't have to waste time on the wrong ones. Quick context. So what is Google Stitch? Google Stitch, being in beta mode currently, is a new tool that generates these UI designs for you. You give it a prompt just like any other AI tool. You can also attach reference images, and it creates interface layouts for apps or websites. So instead of starting from a blank canvas, you get something usable right away. But, and this is really important, it's not really building your app. It's not writing your backend code. It's not deploying anything. But what it does promise is faster design, faster iterations, a quicker path from your idea to something visual. So today's test is simple. Can I take a real design from about 10 years ago and turn it into something modern enough that I can actually use to build from it? All right, so here's the original design that I showed you. This was designed, as I mentioned, in Photoshop 10 years ago. It has a slightly dated UI, not too bad, but slightly dated. I mean, the idea is there. Maybe the UX-wise, it might still work today, but it's a little bit dated. Now, what we're going to do is just upload a few reference images, these same static images, directly into Google Stitch. And we're also going to use a prompt to guide it rather than let the system guess what to do. So the interface of Stitch is very similar to any other AI tool that you've used. You have your chat interface right in the middle where you can select different models. You can type directly into this or actually use speech as well. And that actually works pretty well. You can also select whether you want to generate an app or whether it's for the web. And you can go ahead and upload certain files or provide it with URLs as references. So what we want to do is take those static images and simply drop them in. And I'm going to select app here since this was really meant for an app for the iPhone at the time, probably iPhone 4 or 4S. And I have gone ahead and generated this prompt. So this is a fairly detailed prompt, but you can go ahead and directly type something in here. However, it's definitely better to have a nice detailed prompt with clear instructions for Stitch. So, I have my main prompt here. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I can provide this to you. If you just comment below, I can definitely make sure that it is available. I have given it certain detailed instructions, design requirements, the functional structure, interaction and behavior details, and as well as a requirement regarding the design system that I want it to output. We can go ahead and select this whole prompt and simply paste it here along with our reference images. And here, as I mentioned, I've selected app. I want it to be an app, but you can definitely create websites with this as well. I don't want to use a design system. We're starting from scratch, and I'm going to select Flash. There are different models here, but Flash is the one you want to select. Once you have all of this set up, you simply execute the prompt, and we can have the system work its magic. So these were the static images that I had loaded. And now let's see, as Stitch is processing the prompt and these images, it will start to create one by one the different layouts. Let's see how close it gets to the original design. All right, so let's see what this gives us. So based on the prompt and the reference images that I had uploaded, it has gone ahead and created this design system, which is actually not too bad at all. The colors seem to be close enough to the original designs. So we have some blues, some oranges, some grays, and so on. And generated a few icon types, a collection of buttons with primary, secondary colors, and so on, along with some fonts. So that's pretty interesting. So let's take a look at the different canvases it generated. So let's see here. Let's start maybe with the main nap timer window. So as you can see, the layout is actually not too bad. It actually looks pretty cool. It added this nice, interesting glow. It's not exactly like the original design, but we did ask it to make something a little bit more modern. So I actually do like how this is set up and laid out on the artboard. If we check the rest, again, the selection of fonts, it's fantastic. These little gradients and these little details that it added, I do actually like it. And the choice of icons and colors, fantastic. It's definitely a starting point, I would say. It's not a final product, but definitely a starting point. It went ahead and created the logs. I don't know what nap curator is here, so a couple of maybe issues there. It generate, if we zoom in here, have a handsome guy here as a profile photo, but then these ones are a little bit different. But again, I mean these are just placeholder images, so it's perfectly fine. And yes, so I had a sleep log, which is not really anywhere to be found. So these graphics have not been added. I have a diary that's there. So that's, I'm guessing, this section here. So it did make certain assumptions, but I like it overall. I don't mind this at all. And one of the things that you can actually do is you can select a specific canvas and actually make certain modifications, whether you want to directly edit. So I can click on edit and it will make the different elements editable. So I can come and update, for example, the text and make it something else. I can add annotations as well. And I can also hop into the design system itself. I can make certain color changes here. So if I want to change, for example, this secondary color into something a little bit more red, I can do save and apply. And let's see actually how long it actually takes. So it did update the design system right away, but it has not applied it to the rest of the canvases. So maybe I'll click save and apply again and see if it performs the update. Not really. So again, this is in beta, so we can't expect everything to work perfectly right off the bat. Not really. I can see here that it's actually updating it, and while it did update the design system, I still have those secondary colors, so that orange color is still there. So maybe that doesn't work. Maybe we can try actually updating the primary color. So let's go towards maybe something a little bit more purple and see how that works. So again, let's go and apply this color change and see how it goes. Again, it seems like the design system just updates very quickly, but the rest does take some time. So now it's applying it to the home screen. No, it still kept it that blue color. So that's probably a bug that's actually in the system. But all of that said, one of the things that you can actually do here, when you are editing your design system, you do have the option to export this actually as a design.md. So you can come here and actually copy all of this and use it for an external project. So I'll definitely be trying this out because my goal, as I mentioned right at the top, was to take this very old design and see if I can actually build an app based on this concept and based on the original user specifications. So here's where it does get interesting, because what you can do from within Stitch once things are generated, it's fairly limited. But you can actually come and select the different canvases, including the design system, click on export, and actually push this out, for example, to Figma or any of the other options that are available. I have not yet tested these out, but I will try them out and probably review that in a future video. So the main thing is really that this ensures that I'm not starting from point zero. And I'm really curious how far we can actually take this. Like, can we turn this into a real working application? I think it's probably possible, but I'll be exploring those ideas in future videos. So as I mentioned, please subscribe to the channel if you want to see those future videos. Hopefully this was at least a little bit educational for those who have not yet played with Stitch, but I'll be diving in a lot deeper in future videos. Not really. So does Stitch actually help you build your apps faster? Well, it doesn't really build your app, but it definitely gets you a lot closer when it comes to design. So it's a great starting point, I would say. And again, it's in beta mode. It does have bugs. It does have certain limitations. But the fact that I can go ahead and actually export everything that it has generated into a few tools that I'm familiar with, well, that makes it pretty interesting to start your project with. So if you found this video useful, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my channel. I'll keep testing tools like this to see if they're actually worth using, but I'll also be creating a few videos taking this design now to the next step, where we'll be hopefully getting closer and closer to finally building this application that's 10 years old. So thanks again for watching, and see you in the next video.